Hello everyone, I'm Chris. I'm a landscape architect and I have the privilege of doing a lot of school ground design, which I really enjoy. Since the COVID pandemic, I've done as much as I can to try to help schools in terms of helping them reorganise their external space so that they can deal with social distancing and group bubbles and things. So back in May I came up with the idea of a poster, and these two posters have been sent to hundreds of schools now, and they talk about how to make the most of your site, how to deal with sort of pupil drop-off and things like that. These have been shared by Learning Through Landscapes and the Landscape Institute and have been very well received. I've also done some webinars, 2 different webinars about this topic, and with my colleagues at Atkins we've produced lots of other guidance materials to help schools in going back during this pandemic. If you'd like any of the information, just get in touch and I'll freely send you information. In my spare time, I've also continued to help my children's school, the local school in Leeds, in Horsforth. And we're in a space here where I've been designing a peace garden. As you can see, it's enclosed on 3 sides and there's just one small entrance. So the space wasn't used previously because of lack of supervision, but potentially it's a perfect space for having small groups of children who are isolated from other people. So I'm here today with Elizabeth Powell, the assistant head teacher, and she's the inspiration behind the project. I'm going to tell you a bit about it.
Hi. So I've been here in this school since 2011, and when the school landed we suddenly discovered we had all these odd little spaces that weren't being utilised. And when I moved into this classroom here, I started to think, how might we use this space rather than for storage? And I started bringing my class out here and just discovered it's just the most wonderful space. It's really brilliant, it's really peaceful, calm, it's great for growing, and it just feels so completely removed from the rest of school. So we thought, it's really peaceful, wouldn't it be great to have this as a peace garden? And so that's what we decided to do. And so Chris, as a parent, got involved with designing how might we make this space that was nothing really and wasn't used by anyone sort of usefully into somewhere that could be used for children with social and emotional issues. Obviously, particularly now with the pandemic, this is a fantastic space because we can actually do lots of our nurture provision, which we would normally do inside, we can do outside, which is going to make it safer. As a result of the pandemic, there'll be more children that have got sort of anxiety issues and potential mental health issues, and so this will be a great place for us to support them with their relationships, with their worries, with their self-esteem and confidence. So it's a space that wasn't really used before that is now going to be used amazingly. And Chris can explain a little bit more about the design and what features will be here to help the children.
So yeah, in terms of the design, this is a sort of sketch layout. Basically, as Elizabeth mentioned, it's a sort of sensory place. So we've got sensory water features with cooling, bubbling noises and sensations, lovely colourful bunting and lots of other colourful features in these raised beds with lots of sensory planting. There'll be a chalkboard, you can't quite see there, for outside lessons, along with tables and seats. Nice tactile paving. There'll be a nice gateway feature. Using eco bricks. It's a sustainable way of using bottles and filling them with non-recyclable waste, which for children are going to help build these features, the central planter and the seats. And then there's storage and various sort of off-the-shelf sensory play, so things like curved mirrors. As you can see, the company called S&D Landscapes from Wakefield have already started making a fantastic job. We've started with some of the work. The initial phase, we didn't quite have enough for all the work, so I'm actually supplying and building the gate that's going to be engraved with peace in different languages, the sign, and Jen and her mum are making all the bunting. So we've made a good start, but we do need more funding. We think we need about another £1,500 for some really key elements, the main central planter, some of the seating, and some of the really important sensory pieces. So we're really hoping you think this is worthwhile and you're willing to help support this scheme. As an extra incentive, or an extra thing, I've signed up to do a wing walk with Spice Yorkshire. So the weekend after the children come back, I'll be standing on top of a 1940s biplane over Selby, trying to raise more money. So We're hoping this project will be completed sort of towards the end of September. The Just Giving website is open until about November, so if you could spare the time to contribute anything you can towards this project, it would be very, very much appreciated. If we can somehow raise more than the sort of 1,500, the school, as with all schools, are going to have to make other alterations. We're already talking about different possible footpath routes, maybe external shelters to help the schools return during this pandemic and take more activities outside. So I'm willing to keep giving my time to design, and the more we can raise, the more we can help this really worthwhile cause at this school. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you.